Good afternoon. Welcome back to Gigi's Garden. Hey, thank you, Jehovah, for this beautiful day. I'm just standing in the midst of the forest where I need to get things cleaned out. In here, I have my beauty berries. I have ground cherries, zinnias like crazy, old sunflowers that need to come out, and that beautiful, I don't know what that beautiful flower is, but it's an African flower. It has the beautiful purple blooms. But I just picked a few okra. I got cherry tomatoes all over the ground. I got cherry tomatoes going everywhere. These okra. My Malabar spinach is going crazy. If I can get this whole bushy area taken care of, I might be able to get back there to my sweet potatoes back there. My little kitty chasing butterflies. I mean, these cherry tomatoes, they die and then they turn around, a whole nother one come back, and they are just everywhere. So next year, I think I'm just going to be potting them all up and seeing if I can take them to my little local farmer's market or something and go ahead and see if I can get rid of them. I see I got a tomato worm on this one, a tomato hornworm. Done ate that one to death. I wonder if I can find him. I don't see him. I don't care though. I don't care. It's lady I watch on TikTok. She said that's her nature tax. Sometimes you just let the animals get what they can. I do have a lot of work out here to do. I do not have a lot of time in which to do it in. I'm telling you, these ground cherries are everywhere too. Ground cherries, these things are growing like weeds. Hi, grasshoppers everywhere. Let's check it out. See what's going on here inside my little tunnel. Nothing good. Everything in here has died. This is where I had my cucumbers, and I had some basil in here. It's just neglect. It's just from neglect. But, look at this basil. All this basil's going to flower. Nasturtiums. What's the orange one? This is not ginger. This is turmeric. But look, I want you to look back there. Let me see if I can point them out. Look at my loofah. The loofah is coming in wonderfully. So I got one that looks like it's almost ready to pick, but I'm going to give it a couple more days and just let it live there. So altogether there's 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 2 big ones and 2 small ones. I'm excited about that. There's another small one up there on the top of the loop. We got flowers galore. I don't have any in here, but there's a big old spider web. The loofah has totally overtaken these 2 trellises and totally overtaken the cucumbers. So I didn't even have to pull the cucumbers up. The loofah killed them. So, which I'm not really mad about because I did get plenty of cucumbers this year. So I got plenty of basil going to seed. I love this basil, man. It's how pretty. It smells so good. Going to flowers. I'm like, take these big old hunks off. The ones that are going to flower. And then I'll take them in the house and I'll dry them. And I'll have basil for later on in the winter. Nice and fresh dried basil. I didn't pull out my my patty pan squash. They just dried up and died too. It's fine. I got cucumbers. I got tomatoes growing in here. But I don't know. They ain't gonna make it because it's too late in the season for them to produce any fruit. So I'm just waiting for all the stuff to die back. It's nasturtiums. They look beautiful. I planted nasturtiums all on the ends here. They're doing wonderful. This turmeric is going out of control. I love it. Um, Again, more zinnias. I planted a lot of flowers, a lot more flowers this year than I did last year, because I wanted to attract a lot more pollinators to these big beds, although I didn't have enough time to do the big beds the way I wanted to, and I had a couple design errors, but we're working on that as well. Look at this sweet potato vine going up the trellis. Awesome. It's amazing as well. And again, this Malabar spinach is just going nuts. Again, tomatoes, and they're all cherry tomatoes. I didn't plant any really big tomatoes this year, which next year I will plant like the big tomatoes, because I really miss having big tomatoes, even big green tomatoes. I miss having. My whole hibiscus died back, but I do have one leaf. It's some more. They're coming back, so that's one really good one there, and I have some. Okay, thanks, Gigi's Garden. And I have some more coming in, leaves coming in down here. I do have a bunch of ant problems here. Weeds. The weed pressure is astronomical in this bed because I don't come back here that often. Stepping on tomatoes, that's okay, because they're already dead. They're gonna have to come out anyway. And the one thing I am worried about, I'm gonna go ahead and pull this tomato plant out of here because it's just outrageous. One thing I am worried about, I want my dino kale. This tomato is choking out my dino kale. Look, it's going all the way across the bed. It's growing all the way across the bed. Come on, get up. Okay. We'll be composting that in a minute. There. Look at that. The kale is just, this kale is just awful. So it was doing okay. But of course, bug pressure, because I had that big old nest in that tree of tent worms. Of course, that's where they want to nest at. Woo! Kohlrabi's coming along. Here you can get a better shot of the loofah. And Kohlrabi's getting ate up. My cat is chasing butterflies because that's what he do. And oh, I do have one little bok choy cabbage coming up there. Isn't that amazing? Resilience. Oh, another big old spider web. That's a huge spider web. So I'm glad I didn't. I better be careful because these are ant hills all through here. Big old spider webs, ant hills. I don't know what this is. What is that? What is that on there? Look at that. What is that? Let's kill it. Blah, blah. I don't know what kind of eggs that is, but I don't want it. Yeah. Whoops, sorry. I'm getting ready to pick all these. Basil. This is lemon basil. And I like to make tea. Oh, I don't want to pull the whole plant up. I keep doing that. These lemon basils don't break as easy as the Thai basil over there. And Thai basil, you can snap them right off. These lemon basil, they're going to pull the whole plant up. So, let me be careful about how I do it. It just ain't going to work. I'm going to have to get some cutters and snip them. So, yeah. Look at, this is Jamaican sorrel, but it is a hibiscus as well. And the leaves, I eat the leaves all the time. They're very tart and delicious and full of antioxidants and vitamin C. And I see I got little calyxes coming and it's getting ready to flower, which is awesome. I did also plant a bunch of bay leaves. a bay leaf trees in here that they just never sprouted. So maybe they'll come next year. I don't know. We're gonna just see. But I know I'm gonna have a time with these tomatoes next year. These tomatoes already are driving me crazy, so I know I'm gonna have the time of my life with them next year. Whew. Honey, it is hot. All these vines and only 4 or 5 loofahs. It looks like there's there's flowers everywhere, so hopefully they'll grow more. But for now, we're just waiting to see. Yep. I'm trying to make my way around here without getting all bit up. Here's my goji berry, if you can see it. My goji berry in this pot. It's got little orange berries all over it. I got little orange berries hanging to the ground. That's okay. I'm gonna come and get them when they turn red. Okay, I just dropped some basil, so I needed to know where that was. Again, cherry tomatoes, loofah everywhere. Plenty of goji berries on this little bush here. Let me see if I can show you. Look at that. It's just, this little limb is just loaded with goji berries. There's 1 or 2 on the other ones, but that one's just loaded. Awesome. But they're orange and they do turn red, so I will wait until they turn red. There's got to be 1,000 ground cherries on the ground over here. Cherry tomatoes just everywhere. I'm kind of tempted to just let the chickens in my garden just for like a day or two. Just to let them do what they need to do. I got Malabar spinach growing everywhere. I got just, darn, cherry tomatoes everywhere. Just throw them over there. Let the chickens get them. There's no way. There's so many cherry tomatoes and they're busting open from all that rain that we've been having the last few days. But there's no way I could even eat them all. I got bags and bags of them in the freezer. And I'm thinking about trying to process some of this Malabar spinach because there is so much Malabar spinach growing around here this year. I might see if I can process some of that and like maybe put it in the freezer maybe. Let me see. Look at this. Cherry tomatoes everywhere. They're just dying. Right on the... And these are all volunteers. These ones over here and then this little garden here. These are all volunteers. And look how big this one is. Look at that. Just cherry tomatoes everywhere. And ground cherries. Ground cherries everywhere. Where are they coming from? I remember, I know I made a couple videos about these ground cherries, man. I did not know what they were, and I used to just tear them up and put them in the compost. But now I know what they are, and I let them grow. But they are just everywhere. So it's kind of getting out of hand. This is my little, supposed to be where I'm going to plant the rest of my little trees, my little orchard area. And it's just covered in greenery and foliage and tomatoes and Malabar spinach and ground cherries. And it's going to be 1,000 ground cherries in here next year just because of this one plant that's laying around over here. And it's got ground cherries everywhere. They're all over the ground. And I cannot get them all. Nor do I want to. But again, maybe next year I'll be able to pot them up. And when they come up, I'll be able to pot them up and maybe take them to a plant swap, or or seed swap, or maybe just give them away at the farmers market down the street. I might be able to sell them for a couple dollars, at the farmers market. But like I said, they're a noxious weed here in North Carolina, which I just found out here not this year as they were growing wild in my yard for the last 2 years since I've started clearing this part of our land. So, you guys, that's all that. And I got my little guavas, and look at them. Pineapple guava, I got 2 of those, and they seem to be just loving it right here with all this stuff growing all around them. So I'm excited about that. I'm gonna get some of this Malabar spinach, and let me see. Let's see if I can just break it off here and pull it up and give it to the chickens. My older chickens like the Malabar spinach. I'm not sure about the newer chickens. They running. I mean, these tomatoes, I want them to grow up in there. The chickens are eating the ends off of them, but that's okay. They can eat all that. There's another tomato plant just growing out of nowhere. I have cornered the market on cherry tomatoes. I don't even know where they all came from, which makes it so bad. There's so many cherry tomatoes in my yard, I don't know where they all came from. So we're just going to be careful of that big bug, and we're just going to let them grow. And as they grow, we're going to feed them to the chickens. And let the chickens have some tomatoes and some ground cherries and everything else out here. Yeah, go on. Y'all need that greenery. It's good for them. The Malabar spinach they do like. I got a couple chickens eating that. And I think I'm going to go and get my shears and start cutting off some Malabar spinach and chucking it in there, because it's just so much. I wish I could find I'm looking for my staff. Here's my staff right here. I'm gonna need this stick before I go back in that yard with them darn roosters up here. Oh. There's so many tomatoes. I've never seen so many tomato plants in my life, and ground cherries. I've never seen that many in my life. They're just everywhere. Let me see if I can just pick some up and throw them to the chickens and see how they like them. Yeah, they taking them. They like them. That's what my afternoon is going to consist of, trying to get something straightened up. Get some extra nutrition to these chickens. Like these ground cherries and tomatoes and all this Malabar spinach that's growing like weeds everywhere. Look, it's here. Look, it's growing outside. Down here on the ground. All the way out here. Let me see. Let me see if I can break it here. That's why I need my shears. This stuff don't want to break. There you go. Wow. All this spinach. Edible, really good stuff. I don't care for the flavor, but I grow it so I can feed it to them. And it's pretty. It's a ground filler. It's a cover crop. It's really pretty. It's very, very, it's very, very prolific. So you can grow that. I don't know what the proteins is on it and all that stuff like that, but I know that it is good for your animals and livestock. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna feed it to them. And let me see why my cats are in here digging like something crazy. All right, guys. I'm trying to make it. I don't know. It's just I got so much to do, no energy to do it in, and not time. So if you get time to work in your garden, that's a blessing in itself. Grow stuff and eat it. That's what a lot of people say. Grow stuff and eat it. Your food that you grow tastes so much better than anything you can buy in the store. I'm gonna tell you, I love it. Smells better, tastes better. It's healthier for you. This is mine. This is Angie's basil. So, gotta be excited about it. And grow stuff, eat it, take care of yourself. Because ain't nobody gonna take care of you like you. So you guys have a great day. Remember, be kind, be loving. You never know what somebody's going through. So just try to be kind. All right, have a great day. And thank you for joining me at Gigi's Garden. And I feel like the next video I'm going to make is going to be the video of me harvesting those roosters. Because that has to happen. Because those roosters are just so mean. Oh, look, I see some. This is also a volunteer. Over here by my beans. Another spider web. Little pear tomatoes. You see them? Little pear tomatoes. All right. I didn't think that they would have time to ripen. But they did. I'm going to take those in. That's going to be my little treat. And I might as well get some more of these string beans. I got string beans everywhere. I've been just blanching them and freezing them. Okay, guys. I'm going to harvest a few of these beans and get on in this house. Y'all have a wonderful day, and thanks for joining me at Gigi's Garden.